What's going on, everyone? Back again. Here's the dollar. Looks like it almost broke down today. Come down to the double bottom here. Making a higher low on a close, but that still looks bearish. I'm looking for a continuation back down into support, which is quite likely this gap. On a weekly dollar, it's still above support, closing on its lows so far. You can see that double bottom form. Take previous low breaks and ride it on in. With that 3-bar pattern closing like that, if it closes like that for the week, could be bearish enough to get all the way back down. Maybe close to the break of the pattern, the previous pattern break. So I'll keep an eye on it. Just bearish retracement, or bullish retracement outside the pattern on a weekly chart. So bearish for a few more weeks, it looks like. S&P looks like it's closing still. Let's look at the daily, keep track of this thing. Looks like it's breaking down. I think we spoke yesterday about a bearish retracement, and then the breakdown. And then yesterday it had that close that looked like a bearish retracement back into resistance, and then now it's poised to go further on the downside after the bearish retracements. Going back to the weekly, looks like it crossed over its support line. It is at support. You can see all the support here. So it's got support on the weekly charts. So see how far the daily will take us. Looks pretty bearish. You never know what can happen. I figured everything would just fall apart already. Quite literally, the federal government is crumbling right before our eyes. All the center of the Clinton Foundation. And some would think that only the Democrats are being affected by this Clinton Foundation, but that's not the truth. At the top of the scandal, Clinton Foundation, John McCain and Lindsey Graham, a bunch of rhinos. Quite literally, the whole party system, the whole federal government, this Clinton Foundation is going all the way to the top, to previous presidents and current. So I figured everything would have fell apart by now. But slowly but surely, I guess. Pretty much guaranteed Clinton's going to jail, though. It's just embarrassing. Here's the VIX. Looks like volatility has stepped up, being that on the downside, it looks like volatility is good. 10-year Treasury note. Let's take a look at that. Looks like it had a double top. We're continuing with the double top. Came back into support and closed that gap. We'll see what happens in the next couple days, but it's longer term chart. You can see the lines drawn. You can see it broke into a previous pattern and got stopped out, making a double top. I don't see this to be much of a bullish retracement. Anything could happen, but being that it popped its head into the previous pattern, got rejected, making a double top, I'm thinking that this opposing point is going to have to come down, and our last point of survival on this one would be that line there. It is a reverse head and shoulders forming. This will be the right shoulder, but we'll see. Another thing I was throwing out there is, I mean, Donald Trump, if he gets elected, he's pretty much a businessman, not a politician. So I'm thinking around the world, maybe thinking that with a businessman in there, these bonds are going to be a little bit, or treasuries are going to be a little bit more stable. Maybe that's why we're seeing this V bottom, saved by the bell kind of scenario. We'll see how the right shoulder ends up. Dow Jones, same thing. I just thought that this thing would just come crumbling down. It's still on a tether on its downward spiral. It's in this falling wedge. You can see the falling wedge. I figured everything would have just crumbled. Just out of just a drop. But nothing yet. What do we got here? NASDAQ. NASDAQ does not look good. That's a daily chart. Let's take a look at the. It definitely broke down, confirming the top below the 8, closing below the 8 on a weekly chart. It's not good. It's coming into support, obviously. I'm guessing that it's going to do one of these, you know, all the way back into support. But what was it? Some stories about Apple. Let's see where we're at Apple. Stories about Apple not doing good. So let's see. That looks all right. Bullish retracement back into support. It's got to gather its legs. It's still on an uptrend. See how if that holds. Deutsche Bank, not doing good. Looks like a pretty much rejected, did not reach its natural point of return on this reverse head and shoulders. We still have the right shoulder, but that's a pretty drastic drop. You see the reverse head and shoulders. This is going to be the right shoulder, but just because it's a reverse head and shoulders doesn't mean it can't break down. So we got support at the double bottom, and we've got, yeah, it's still a bullish pattern. We've got resistance into previous lows, got rejected pretty drastically too. That looks like a 3-star pattern bearish, but we are contending with this double bottom hammer knockout. So we'll see where the opposing point comes in. Always the opposing point, waiting for the opposing point. The Nikkei, terrible breakout and throwback, but we'll see if it has any momentum as it comes into support. Crude, so far for the week, came down. Uh-oh. Yeah, there you go. Broke down. Let's see on the weekly if it can hold its pace. It's got plenty of room. Support-wise, we got support over here, we got support over here, we got support here and here. So plenty of support if it continues on the way down. But again, terrible breakout. It broke previous highs, made a tri-tip. That was your first warning. The tri-tips, but Uh, anything could happen. Last line of defense, 36. Previous lows, and then you got no man's land low, which is nothing. Previous lows. I don't know. Could be the same scenario where just a weak breakout and rejection. It's a reverse head and shoulders, but that right shoulder needs to be up in here in this area. So got a nasty little reversal bar there. And it's confirmed a falling star. I don't know, we'll see. We got a bunch of reversal bars to contend with. Gold silver ratio hasn't moved much. Did come down a little bit. I suspect this is going to pop over the ridge there. But we'll see if silver outgains gold. I guess that's when it goes up. So gold is in the lead here. Gold has been a better buy in the last this week. So let's take a look at gold. Gold is awesome, beautiful, nice bullish retracement and bounce for the first part of the month. Let's see if we can get a breakout on that. Let's go back to the monthly and check that breakout. Previous high break. Previous high break on this is the break. That's going to confirm the bottom. The bullish retracement's confirmed. Allow it to go further upward and onward. So what is that? 13.13 right there. It could happen in a flash. We did make it over 13 today. Awesome. Got a little bit more work to do. Better than waiting months for it to consolidate. Get it done all in the first week. So gold on the daily did break, and I'm suspecting it's going to come back in to support. Silver, same thing. You had the break, and then we have this nice little inverted hammer. It needs to confirm as the break. 1875 is where we made it today, and it's pretty awesome. Came back into support. So you always see this throwback on the break. Always and never work, but you always see this. You break across, and it comes back down into support, making this nice inverted hammer. Let's confirm it and move onward. That'd be nice. Pretty nice. Let's take a look at the weekly. And exactly how I wanted it to play out, except for the timing. It's up and above the 13.8 and 34. Consolidation was right over the 34. Could have just broke down. It looks good if we close up in this area. And it looks like on the daily it did its bullish retracement all in a full day's work. So it broke, came all the way back into support, and now we're opening up. It looks bullish. We might have to come back again to splash the 8 crossing over the 13 or the 34, but right now that flat bottom breakout, I guess we did get rejected into previous lows, but that break and then making that inverted hammer over the 34, that's pretty sweet, I have to say. Copper. Looks like we had the bullish retracement yesterday or today, and then we're opening today, moving higher, opening up higher. Where was that? Where was that bullish retracement? No, it was a daily. All right, so we had the break, and then we had the bullish retracement, the throwback. Pretty weak break, but on this sense, it's getting close to the edge of the pattern. So that weak break is just more consolidation. Let's see if we can get a run out of that thing. We need copper to run this time. Let's take a look at the monthly. How does it look? Yeah, any kind of break is going to break us into the pinch. Huge bottom forming on a monthly chart. We got the left, the head, and get a run up to our natural point of return, and then make our opposing point, confirming a reverse head and shoulders on a copper bottom. That would be nice to see. GDX, I was really excited about the cup and handle yesterday, and haven't seen the explosiveness yet. Let's see that daily chart. It's a nice cup and handle on the throwback, covering the gap. Covered the gap. That's your throwback. That's your bullish retracement. Back into support, covering the gap. That support gap, that opening gap is your support. It's covering it right where the 8 is. I see a turnaround coming. It just bullish retraced, just like silver and copper, or gold and silver, and copper, no doubt. GDXJ, same thing. Had a boost of momentum, came back and covered that. Buy into support, sell into resistance. Boom, sell into resistance. There's your gap resistance right there. Buy into support. There's your support. I can't believe I'm seeing this. This is a very explosive pattern. Just a technical dream right there. JNUG, same. Nugget, same. I love this. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Let's get that monthly. Pretty nice. I expect to make new highs here shortly on this one. The breakout, up, down, making that huge U. May make a top and then make a short U, making this a huge cup and handle. But anything can happen. It could just bust right through. But we always have to worry about the throwbacks. I think that's it. Someone mentioned that you can buy gold money on American Stock Exchange with the 4 and F on there, which is awesome. I'm going to be watching this. So gold money. Nothing else going on. We got 2 more days to get gold and silver over its resistance. Not out of the clear yet. Silver's doing a lot better. But let me know what's going on out there, guys. Appreciate you, and thanks for showing me the trading view for these videos, because it's making my life a whole lot easier. So I'll see you.